Okay, several videos back, like the second or third video I did on Python, the one that was over input output, I kind of mentioned that there was a third way to deal with printing that gave you a lot more control. But I kind of left it up to you to read about it. It's basically a printf type statement. Um, for those of the other languages like C and Java and things like that, then this will look really familiar to you. But anyway, it gives you a lot more control over things. Like not only can you print out, not only can you control the spacing issue, like in the regular print statement, you say something something comma, and that comma automatically adds a space. Not only does it give you control over the spacing and things like that, but it also gives you the power to print out floating point numbers and restrict the decimal places on that and a bunch of other stuff. But anyway, the reason I decided to go ahead and bring it up and show you a little video that shows how it works, or at least gets you started, is the next video I plan on doing. As you can see right there is the code for it. It's tic-tac-toe. I'm planning on doing a tic-tac-toe video next, which I'll actually, show. That way I can show an actual example program and kind of what it takes to do a program slash give you a peek into how I logic things out, and maybe that'll help you guys out as you're learning a program. Because a lot of times the toughest part is not learning the syntax, but learning how to logic things out and think in terms of mathematics to solve problems. So anyway, I'll give you an example for that. But anyway, point being, when I went to do a function to actually print out the tic-tac-toe board, I quickly figured out that the printf style statement made it a lot easier to do the formatting. So I decided instead of just dumping that on you and not really explaining it, I'd just do a precursor video that shows the stuff. But anyway, I went ahead and did a little bit of coding already. I made a variable called pi and just gave it the part of the value of pi. I couldn't do the whole thing obviously since it's an infinite number, but it's 3.14159 is what I put, and it's got a variable I hold an integer called num. And I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that. And I've got this weird looking print statement that says, inside of quotes, it's got percentile sign F, percentile sign S, percentile sign D. Oops, got that backwards. There we go. It should be, there we go, percentile sign D, percentile sign S. But you'll notice, go ahead and save it, when I actually run this, you see 3.14159, 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then hello. Now this is a printf style statement. What you do is you just put everything you want to write inside of strings, and then there's spots where you're going to put either a variable that contains data or a literal that that has your data. Like this is a literal string, it's not a variable. Then you use these notations to say where it's going to actually occur at. In this case, percentile F, you're going to have percentile in some letter. F stands for float, D stands for integer, and then S stands for string. Maybe I'll use I also for integer. I can't remember. We're going to find out real quick. Because some languages will let you use both and some won't. Yeah, that one lets you. So you can use I also, which for integer makes a little more sense. But anyway, the basic syntax is inside the string you put in these symbols that you want, which there's a bunch of them, and you can Google them and look them up. I'm just going to talk about these basic three. But you put in inside the string, you can type whatever you want, like that you want to print out, and then you put these symbols in for where you want to put in your actual data, like your integers and floats and all that. And after you're done with the string on the same line, you'd say uh, percentile sign and a pair of parentheses, and inside of that you're going to put your variables or literal values, and they have to match the order of this. So since the first thing is a floating point number, it's going to expect a floating point number first. Like I couldn't do this backwards. I couldn't say hello numpy because hello is not a floating point number. It has to match this S, which stands for string. And you can do anyway. You can also do control formatting, like for example, I could put 2F, and that would be the notation to say I want a floating point number is going to be printed here, but I want you to restrict it to 2 decimal places. So you'll see that the 3.14159 just turns into 3.14. Why is it not? That's not right. Oh wait, duh. It's decimal point too. I'm sorry. Forgot about that. And there you go. This says 3.14. And there's, like I said, you can look up, you can Google these printf statements. There's tons of different symbols you can use and push, but it gives you the ability to do a lot more formatting. Let's say like for example, say age, and we could just do a printf statement that says my name is something, um, and we'll just say dash s there, and my age is, and then we'll do I, and then out here we'd say, let's just say name is Bob, comma age. And you can still print strings out this way. So my name is Bob and my age is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That guy's really, really old. But anyway, just kind of the basics of it. The actual printf statement I use in for the tic-tac-toe thing's not even that complicated, but I just want to kind of show an actual example and talk about it a little bit more than the 2 seconds I would have spent on it in the tic-tac-toe video that's coming up next.